Hello and welcome back to another video. And if you're new, welcome. You were probably hesitant on clicking that subscribe button as it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. And I don't know about you, but when I see a video that hasn't been uploaded in over a month, I'm like,
oh no! Are they okay? Will they ever upload another video again?
I know, it's pretty dramatic. I'm sure it's just me projecting my feelings about Drawing with Waffles sketchbook videos. I sure miss her regular uploads, but completely understand if she needs to take the time to get some well-deserved TLC. Speaking of sketchbooks, in this video, I wanted to do a sketchbook session myself. As mentioned in my previous video, I miss working on my art and really deep diving into improving my art skills and storytelling. I wanted to ease into it by doing a simple mixed media artwork. Mimi Moo's illustration club prompt for August was Magical Garden. So I decided I was going to illustrate a magical plant that can grow in just about any condition, such as in a basic wooden bucket. With all of the cracks and open seams in the wooden bucket, just how is a plant to survive? But therein lies the magic.
Honestly, I don't know. There's no realism in my artwork, so we'll just go with that.
And what's a magical plant without a happy kawaii face, am I right? I started with a light layer of my Kuretake Gazaitambi watercolors to block in the white, and then I moved on to rendering with Prismacolor Softcore Colored Pencils. I'm using my Mosseri Mixed Media Sketchbook, which works well with both of these mediums. I had planned on using my Bambino crayons for this piece, but later I decided it didn't need it. I was able to build up just enough color with my colored pencils and decided to opt out of using them. But they do blend very well and they are great for adding that crayon texture to pieces, so I do recommend them. I started off lightly layering colors and then slowly added new colors as I lightly blended. I try not to burnish too much with color pencils, as I do like to retain the texture of the paper, so building up color can be a slow process. Most of the colors I've used in this piece are warm colors, and I add various shades of cool blue to enhance the colors of the flower bulbs and stems. I like using this technique of using analogous colors for most of the artwork and using complementary colors to make an element stand out. In this case, I've made the background a soft blue and purple gradient so that the plant becomes the focus. While the plant can stand out all on its own since there's not much going on with this artwork, it's a technique I like to use in more complex illustrations. And I'm really loving the new neon colors I recently bought to help make elements glow. In future illustrations, I would like to improve on this glowing technique more and work on other skills like lighting. Although I find lighting very difficult with traditional illustrations, I want to take up more art courses and tutorials to help me achieve better storytelling. I do try to focus on lighting in this piece a little bit by keeping certain areas lighter and keeping the value lighter, while also darkening areas that will be more in shadow. I think that's super important as well with the storytelling to help the audience understand where the light could be hitting and where it's also not really prominent, if that makes sense. I also like to add some outlining here and there with the darkest colors used. And one of the other elements I like to work on is my 3D effects. I really like artworks that encompasses both 2D and 3D aspects of the illustration. So in this case, the bucket shows a lot of 3D features. So I emphasize the thickness, the levels of, not the levels, but like the quantity of wooden panels that is being used and how they wrap around the plant. Some of the bulbs look a little 3D-ish too because they're more rounded in certain areas. And even the flower itself is more open to show the inside and how bulbous the face is. So yeah, I really like to add those elements to build up that storytelling. While the little fireflies are just pretty much flat and 2D. Another aspect of lighting that I am trying to consider and really work on is where lighting is hitting an element and how that element may look when light does hit it. For example, this metal band or rim thing that is supposed to hold all of these wooden planks together for the bucket, how would light really affect this? If it's metal, then there's going to be areas of it that's going to shine brighter. For example, if you really look at metal in lighting, the edges will shine brighter than other areas. So I'm trying to emphasize that by making like the edges of the band more bright and placing other areas of it in shadow. And hopefully it comes across as readable as a 3D wrapped around. I don't know if it looks metallic, but just some kind of 3D element that wraps around the bucket. And then I also like to add some last minute touches like scratches and stuff like that it's just fun to add. It may not really contribute to much, but I just like adding them. And now it's time for my favorite part. I really enjoy the rendering phase in both traditional and digital artworks, but my favorite part is adding the final details. I use Posca acrylic markers to add bits of glow, shine, and dust particles to emphasize the magic that embodies this plant.
I just love a good dust particle element.
I feel like it's a subtle way to bring the artwork to life. I really like how this artwork turned out, and I'm excited to see where my art journey will go and get back into making more YouTube videos. As mentioned before, I will continue to make studio vlogs as I make products for my art, but I also want to include more process videos as I learn more about art and develop my style. And I hope you will come along for the ride. I will leave the materials that I've used in this artwork in the description below. And if you have a moment, subscribe, like, and comment. I would love to chat with you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye!